Eagle Iron Sports, in association with possibly someday your company, proudly presents The Mickle Pod, a podcast show, and so much more. And now, buckle up. Get your podcorn ready. Adjust those depends. You have entered the Mickle Pod. Here we are on the Mickle Pod on a Monday, Season 3, Episode 6, and I believe the final wildcard game. It is Monday, January 16th. A wild night left after a wild weekend. It is Martin Luther King Day today. And what is wild is that you can laugh, think, and cry about how that came to be here in Arizona. Think about February 12th in Glendale. A big reason why. Go ahead and laugh and cry. Think about what the day means for you. You should. Think about these days that are also today because your religious freedoms are free. Do you like Fig Newtons? Jot that down for a later debate. Hot and spicy food day, okay. I've got nothing. Seriously, it is National Nothing Day. Nothing to do outside today around here. More rain. How about building some puzzles, maybe some Legos? I like both. This weekend, while waiting to pick up pizza, tractor beam right into Target, pick up both puzzles and Legos. Yes, I now possess the power of Thor. It was a debacle. I mean, there was Luke's land speeder right in front of me, Ecto 1, the Back to the Future car. I settled on Thor's hammer, which is very cool. Legos have come a long way. You know what else has come a long way? Pickleball. How's your game coming along? You need to stay in shape to stay on the court. After this, we are all getting on the court. Because it's Pickle with Mickle. We'll be right back. These smooth jams feel good. And you could feel good too after a 20-minute workout at the Exercise Coach Gilbert. Mention the Mickle Pod for 2 free sessions and a discount. Exercise Coach Gilbert. Go to exercisecoachgilbert.com.
Dinking, smashing, third shot dropping, got pickleball fever, and it's not stopping. It's Pickle with Mickle. Pickle with Mickle. Pickle with Mickle, alright.
We are on the court. This weekend in the Pickleverse saw the PPA Tour out in California for the Hyundai Masters, APP in Florida at the Pickleplex. Awesome name for the Punta Gorda Open. With MLP 23 still to get started, it was a chance to see action on the court, some new partnerships on display. Now, rain put a halt in both tournaments, yet when it was all said and done, Anna Leigh Whiplash Waters started 23 with a 3, a triple crown. I hope she continues to play doubles with Anna Bright. Big fan of the Annas around here. She teamed up with Big Ben Johns, who was doing some okey doking while dinking and dropping himself. Ben won singles and doubles with his brother Colin, and then teamed up with Anna Leigh Whiplash for the mixed. Tyson Terra, Catherine Parento, another great doubles team to watch, and hello Newman, teamed up with Jesse Irvine. Keep an eye on them. I'm just excited for the team play to start with MLP 23 when all these players face off against each other and with each other for that team title. AP players also play MLP, just not Paris Todd. She did win gold down there in Florida in the singles. Teams. Oh yeah, we are still breaking down the Premier League teams, and I'll give you one today. That will leave 6 to break down as the countdown to MLP 23 continues. Now, opponents might need to visit a mash unit after taking on this team. Buckle up. Here they come. They do the mash. They do a polka mash. These are the Milwaukee Mashers. Callie Jo Smith, Lucy Kovalova, Andre Daisku, and DJ Young. The Milwaukee Mashers. This Milwaukee Masher squad is going to be fun. Callie Jo Smith is one to watch. A great doubles player. She's been a top pro for some time, with DJ Young and Andre Daisku to pair with for mixed. Did I say they can mash? DJ has burst onto the pickle scene. Another young player with immense talent. As is Andre, who found pickleball after an All-American tennis career at Oklahoma. And how lucky are those two? They get to also team up with Lucy Kovalova. Shocker! Lucy is one of the most talented out there. These are your 4 Milwaukee Mashers. More fun fact, this team has the highest team duper rating. More MLP teams to break down. Another great interview coming Wednesday. I will be talking with Don Schaefer, president and co-founder of Medicine Leaf. You won't want to miss that. Pickle with Mickle, your fastest way to all your pickle news. You can listen to the show while you do some drills.
It's Pickle with Mickle. Pickle with Mickle. It's Pickle with Mickle. All right.
Ready! Green 18! Wild Card Weekend began on Saturday. There was a feeling. The weather usually will do that. Here, like out in Santa Clara, the air was damp, the sky gray. Football. Playoff football. Can you feel it? This is the NFL. This is what we sludge through the doldrums of the sports year for. Playoffs. NFL. Wild Card Weekend, no less. 2 games Saturday, with the trifecta set up for Sunday, capped off with the 6th and final installment of Wild Card Weekend tonight. Super Wild Card Weekend, that's just not hitting me like Big Game Gabe or Alien. We'll get there. Let the games begin. Seattle at San Francisco. Things began, and there was a feeling. It felt, even though with no points to show for it, Geno and Seattle were in this thing. The first quarter ended. A tale of 2 quarters. 17 points by Geno and the Seahawks in the second, and we head to halftime. 17-16, Seattle on top. There was a feeling. Seattle was not going anywhere and had the momentum. Like I said, a feeling. That feeling was one of irrelevance. A how do you do, ho-hum, 13-play drive to open the third quarter, cutting the clock in half, cap it off with a Purdy 1-yard run in for the score. Purdy's sure that was a cyclone over the Bay Saturday, moving in as the third quarter ended, as the 49ers dismantled Seattle in the fourth quarter. 4, pretty good number. Remember 4. 4 touchdowns scored by number 13. That's 6 straight irrelevant dubs for Brock, who came in week 13 for Jimmy G. With the Niners D doing what they do, this team can get to the desert. Defense is the best offense, and the offense, well, let's face it, pretty damn good. Debo's, Kittles, and McCaffrey's, the San Francisco treat. Cowboys or Bucks, bring it on. Look, the 12th man traveled. Coach Pete had the team ready to go, and they showed grit. There are pieces there for sure. don't sleep on Seattle. There were no time for naps. The second half of the Saturday doubleheader featured two of the top young quarterback talents of the last decade. Two young teams in the playoffs. A young coach, an old veteran coach. Anything could happen. It was Bolts versus Jags. And after that first game, I was feeling it. I was ready. As we got to halftime, I had a feeling. It felt good for Jacksonville to score at the end of the half. It felt good that Trevor Lawrence completed 5 passes on that drive, including the touchdown. His other completions in the half were mostly to the Chargers. All 4 of them. Yeah, 4 picks. Not much else felt very good for the Jags QB, the Jags, or the Jags fans. You know what they felt like? Booing. And they did. The Chargers were up big. They had to feel good. Why not? A 20-point lead on the road? I felt they should have been up by more. I felt they just did not have a plan to stay ahead, to get downfield, to run the ball effectively, a plan. The D had done its part. I didn't see a plan coming together. I know me, myself, or I, or you, or anyone could not have seen what was to come. A tale of two halves? You've heard the story. Watch the replay, heard from the man himself. The belief. 3 more TDs in the second half, make it 4 for the game. The gutsy drive downfield. The resolve. The poise. The hair. The 2-point conversion. The 4th down conversion. The victory. A lot has been said about Trevor Lawrence. His ho-hum attitude, laissez-faire approach to the most important position in the game. A position for which he has always excelled and delivered on the biggest stage at every level. You think his teammates don't want to run through effing walls for him? You think they don't believe? Trevor did not have a choice. He had to keep going, keep playing, hear the boos. I am glad Doug Peterson did not give him a choice. Savvy coaching move. Clear eyes, full hair, can't lose. The Jags make some history. Feels like 4 scores ago now. And they are on to Kansas City. Saturday's tale of 2 games ended eerily similar. 13 and 16 won. 1 irrelevant and 1 generational. Both will move on. So will we. After this quick break, we're going to break down Sunday's triple header. Welcome back to the Mickle Pod. Glad you are here with me. And now, buckle up. We're getting right back into the action. You better have that popcorn ready. Ain't no time to adjust those depends. Back into the action right now. Sunday came into view and the rain was still falling here. I only mention that because I think the rain has a similar effect on people and things like the full moon. When it's just right, the temperature, the color of the sky, that smell, it is wild. Wild and crazy. 3 games mean one thing. Menu. Different than just 2 because there are 3. And with an earlier start, the food must be on point. Some brunchy type stuff into just snack central and then dinner. Nothing complex. You can grill in the rain. The games are on. Yes, you need a good Sunday menu to get you through those feelings and emotions. You'll be eating both. Have you seen the movie, The Menu? You should. We visited 3 chefs on Sunday. Each had 4 courses prepared. Our first visit, the chef at Orchard Park. A delightful dish. Early on, as expected, cold fish and spicy buffalo wings. You could dig it. What followed was a medley tapas of sorts from South Beach, complete with field goal Sandies, a pair of fresh pick passes, and this incredible Skylar thing. I had never seen it. An off-menu item. The chef at Orchard Park went above and beyond. He kept bringing that Skylar thing round with each course. There was a lot of Gabe for the big game. What was good was the way he used D from both sides. Dolph and deviled eggs were working all game. I think the Sorcerer head coach slipped some of his own ingredients in behind the chef's back. A 3-turnover day. And the whole thing almost worked. The Bills might be messy eaters. They'll need to clean up and get ready. Something cool is coming in. Our next trip took us to an indoor dining experience from Minnesota. Great chefs love to one-up each other, and I was very interested to see what we might have in store. The guests at the table had dined together not too long ago. A long field goal, the difference. So for this very important dish, how could we surprise Viking and giant-sized appetites? A 4-course meal that at times left you dizzy, wondering what you just ate and how could I get that again. It is hard for the chef to please everyone, especially when this could be your last dish to prepare for a while. When we were finished, it was just a giant napkin thrown down on the table and we excused ourselves. Danny Dimes was the leading rusher in the game. There was DJ with every course, a record-setting dish, 300 through the air, 2 TDs on the ground, a little Barkley too. The chef complimented the dish with some TJ and Cousins, a little undercooked for the fans Viking. What was that throw? The Purple Jinx? TCU, now Minnesota? These Vikings are ready to move on up. The G-Men had other plans for Mr. Jefferson, and they are dancing on to Philly for another familiar foe. For our final delightful menu, we head to Cincy. The chef served up Raven. Joe Burrow is cool. He better take the entire defense out for a 7-course meal and go ahead and buy Sam Hubbard something fresh. The chef was bringing out crab cakes when the game changer happened. Defensive rolls and jams made the difference in this one. Baltimore did all they could. They always do. They plug and play with everything they can find in the cupboard. T. Huntley played the game he needed to. 1 pick and then 1 leap. Why leap when they brought in the battering ram? Look, the Bengals are winning. Not with a lot of spicy chili. Solid Bengal D. Next week, the alien. I can dig it. The wild cards are going to finish tonight. As for today, we are finished right now. What a great way to get the week started. If you had today off, I hope you did something productive, like listen to this show, before you get ready for another wild card game tonight. At any rate, stay safe, and I'll see you next time right here for more.